don't know. What you do know is that it's a game of great consequence. That both teams will be up for it. It'll be a fantastic atmosphere. I expect the tempo intensity to be pretty high when the game starts, and then you just got to wait to see how it all unfolds.
Michael Beale was saying he feels both teams are in a better place from when they last met in January. Do you feel that's the case?
Mate, I can only talk about us. We certainly feel like since the break we've certainly been stronger. We had a strong first half of the year, to be fair, but we've consistently I think improved over the recent weeks. Bit of that is just we've got a stronger squad. Obviously we added some players in January who've helped us, not just in terms of the matches, but in terms of training. Just the level of quality of training has been raised. We haven't had a midweek game for 2 or 3 weeks now, which I think has helped us as well. And I just think our performances have got stronger probably since the mid-season break.
You were saying there about this is one of potential 3 trophies that any team can win in a season, but do you mention treble? Is that something that you make the players aware of, or do they not need to be aware of it anyway?
Mate, you've got to win 1 before you even think about winning 2, or even think about winning 3. So, to me, that's to start, talking about stuff that is totally out of our control right now. All we can do is, like I said, prepare well and be ready for a big game on Sunday and try and win a trophy. Beyond that, come Monday, whatever happens, we'll have preparation for another game, and that's going to be our focus.
And these big finals, cups on the line, to what extent does that bring out the best in you as a coach, but also as a leader of men, a leader of the club?
I don't know. Look, I enjoy it, and it's why we're involved in the game. I think from when I started, I wanted to be a successful coach. You can only have success if you win things. So you enjoy that part of it. But for me, it's more about making sure that the players are prepared for the challenge that's going to be before them on the weekend. That's my role within that. The rewards everyone sort of, if you're successful, everyone enjoys together. But in the build up to it, what's important is that we remain focused on making sure our preparation's really good, our training's really good. Making sure everyone's in the right frame of mind to tackle what's going to be a big task.
This trophy was in many ways what really got the ball rolling for you in your first year at the club. What do you think defending the trophy successfully would do for you for the rest of the season and beyond?
I don't know what it'd do for me. I mean, I know what it'd do for our football club. It would add another trophy to us. I mean, I don't, whether we won it last year or didn't win it last year is irrelevant. The expectations when you go into a new season of this football club is that you try and challenge for everything that's there. And what's happened the year before is, as I've said on a number of occasions, that's either in your trophy room or in somebody else's trophy room. It doesn't carry on to the following year. The responsibility we have in representing this football club and me as the manager is that we've got to a final and there's a chance for us to win it. And if we win it, then that adds another trophy to this football club. And like I said, once that's done, then you've got to focus on what the next sort of challenge is before you.
You've not lost domestically since, mid-September, so your results have been obviously very consistent, but...
Found a way to overcome those, whatever challenges before us. There's been some games we've dominated on in terms of the scoreboard, but other games have been a little bit tighter, but we've still found a way to get the job done. And as I said, a level of performance from the whole squad, and I think that's probably been the most pleasing thing. We've had a real sort of even contribution. We've had some guys who've had outstanding years, but it's not like we've got to this space on the back of 1 or 2. I think just about everyone in our squad has contributed and contributed meaningfully. Where for a sequence of weeks, one player has really been, or a couple of players have been really strong, and then 2 others sort of come to the fore. And I think that's been really important for us because over the course of the season, not everyone's going to be able to perform at their absolute optimum all the time, and when that doesn't happen, if you've got other guys who step up, I think that gets you the consistency we've had.
In these weeks leading up to such a big game, do you notice a difference in the players, whether it's on the training pitch or just the atmosphere generally around the training ground?
No, look, I think I've said before, I'm not sort of in the dressing rooms to know, but I think Look, it's fair to say it's not a normal week, and I've kind of said that before. You've just got to embrace the fact that it's a cup final week, and there's more attention, there's more things to do. I'm sure they're getting more attention from the people around them in terms of whether that's cup final tickets or just wishing them well or feeling anxious for them. I mean, all those kind of things are just part of the course, and you just got to embrace that part of it and understand that it's a different week. But when they're in it, Lennoxtown, the focus has been good. Our training was good today. It's been good for the last couple of weeks where we haven't had a midweek game, and that's the most important thing for me is that they're preparing themselves well, they're looking after themselves, understanding it's a different kind of week, but they shouldn't sort of derail us from what we know is the best possible preparation.
You're out next to the Hampden pitch there. How do you think it looks compared to the state it was in last
Yeah,
month?
it's improved, definitely. I mean, it had to be fair, so it looks in better condition. I think the weather's hopefully will be kind to us this week, and it gives a chance for both teams to sort of play at a good level. It's not just about the fact that the pitch stops us from playing our football. It's just that the pitch is part of the event. The stadium's part of the event. Everyone will be watching, not just in Scotland but around the globe, and you want it to be presented in the best possible light. You want our football to be presented in the best possible light in a cup final. The pitch is an essential actor in that in that event. So like I said, it looks like they've done a fair bit of work on it, which is pleasing, and so it looks okay.
And just on that point, whenever people, whether here or across the world, talk about this derby, it's always about the passion and the fight. Yourself, Michael Beale, are both coaches that talk about systems and working with technical players. Have you found this compared to different derbies that it does stuff to the players mentally, or it's harder to implement your system fully?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think you understand it. I mean, I'm the manager of the football club. I'm not a fan, so I'm not. Our supporters don't expect me to have the same emotions that they do going to a big game like this. They don't want me to be nervous and anxious or angry or whatever it is that they feel at any particular time. They want me to be under control and make sure that I'm preparing the team well. That's what they want from the team, and that's what we do. And I think that's the way we've approached all our games, and understand, like I said, even the games of consequence, such as the final, we've tried to go out there and play our football. Nothing really changes. Like I said, the intensity will be up, the tempo will be up for sure, the atmosphere will be great, all those kind of things, and you're dealing with human beings, so so all the boys will have their emotions heightened, but within that context, it's still got to play our football. I mean, ultimately, if we're going to be successful, that's what we need to do, and the players, as I said, for a long time, they've been pretty good at just whatever challenge is before us, making sure that the solutions they find within the football we play.
Fans will be here in equal numbers. Does that enhance the fixture for you, or are you oblivious to that?
No, I think it does. Yeah, I think it's a different atmosphere. It's a real sort of, if you want to call it a derby atmosphere. Obviously, when we play Celtic Park or we play at Ibrox, the atmosphere is very parochial in one way, and for the home team, I think it's an advantage. Absolutely, we feel it when we play at Celtic Park. Having our supporters there, 60,000 of them, I think helps us. But I think in terms of a spectacle and in terms of a derby, having it split, particularly in a cup final, I think adds to the theatre of it. I believe that, and I think the players and everyone involved enjoys that, because you get a bit of everything in there.
Winning a trophy is an achievement, but defending it shows staying power. Is that more important to you in some regards?
Well, I mean, it depends on sort of what context you're talking about. I think in any given season, like I said, we won this trophy obviously last year, but it was, to me, the goal was to also be champions. So, it wasn't just about winning a trophy and then sort of resting on our laurels there. We went on and we won the championship, and it'll be the same this year. It's not about just winning the trophy and thinking that the job's done this year. I think that the staying power you talk about is more about us as a football club and us as a football team, particularly this team, is that we want to be really relentless in our approach of trying to win every football game we're involved in and every trophy we're involved in. Now, that doesn't always happen, but the intent's always going to be there. We're never going to be, you know, I think we've shown that already within the context of just games in themselves, but even in terms of a season, we're never going to be a team, or I'm certainly not going to have us be a team where winning something allows us some luxury that we don't have to go out and, you know, full pelt to try and win the next one.
And your players often talk about you saying the message being bring your A game, make it the best game you can be, the best individual game, the best team performance. Managerially, what do you do to bring your A game to be the best manager that you can be for these players?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, again, you know, I'm not a big one for sort of talking too much. I think behaviours and actions are probably, you know, more important than words, and it's a way I try and sort of present myself to the boys. They see me there every day. I'm in there early. I'm at every training session. I'm preparing myself for what's going to happen on the weekend, and I think when you do that, when you sort of expose, you know, portray those behaviours as well as, you know, give them the words that sort of back it up, then they follow that lead, and that's my job. I mean, I treat every game as an opportunity. I've said that to the players a lot. I mean, age experience sometimes, not always, gives you wisdom, and you know, I know what it's like when you're playing career ends, and as I keep telling the players, and you know, you've seen stories of players even recently who really struggled at the end of their careers. You miss it all. You miss training. You miss the bad days. You miss the bad coaches. You'd have it all back. It's not that you just miss, you know, the big games or the big moments. You miss it all, and it's what I try and tell the players every day. You know, don't waste a day. Don't waste a minute of your football career, because one day it will be. It'll all finish, and the one thing you don't want to do is look back and think, you know what, you know, did I really appreciate what I did, and did I really give everything that I wanted to? So when I talk to them about trying to make every game the best game of their career, there is nothing that says that can't happen, that whether it's this Sunday or the next Sunday, that can't be the best game in your career to date. You know, don't just use it as a game where, oh well, let's just get the win and get it out of the way, because you could be missing an opportunity for a little bit of, you know, a nugget of gold that will give you comfort in those days when it's all gone.
And on that same token, having read your book and the way you talk in your press conferences, this is the bit you love, isn't it? It's not, people talk about pressure, and I wouldn't like to be in your shoes to pick your 11. You relish this. These are the days that you like watching your players prepare for a match like this, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy, again, I enjoy all of it. I mean, the only bits that kind of, again, people assume you love the best is when you win things, but you know, I've had a decent career and I've had a fair bit of success, but winning things is still rare, you know, even for the most successful of coaches. Only one manager is champion every year, and you've got to hang your hat on something else other than that. So I enjoy all of it. I mean, I think I've made a point, is I enjoy the hard graft of when you're building a team and people can't see what you're building, and you know, they're coming at you from all angles, and you know, you're in the trenches, and you can see what you're trying to do. I enjoy that bit, you know, that's not the bit. So I enjoy all of it. But as I said, you know, from when I started sort of 26 years ago, I wanted to be a successful manager, and you won't last long in a game unless you are successful. So every time there's an opportunity there to win something, I've tried to make sure that, you know, the team I'm in charge of has been prepared well to try and do that.
You say about the importance of being under control, and that's what Celtic fans would expect of you. Have there been any moments in these games with Rangers where it's got to you, where you've sort of felt a kind of fan reaction to anything?
No, not really. I mean, I'm still a human being, you know. I'm not happy when we don't win, and I'm delighted when we do. But I guess what I'm talking about is that I think part of being a fan is allowing yourself to lose yourself in moments, you know, and whether good or bad, you know. You just, if you want to shout abuse, you have to do that, you know. If you want to sort of be in delirium because you've won something, you're allowed to be that. But I don't think that's what they expect from their manager, you know. They want me to be clear-headed out there to make the right decisions and like I said, try and prepare the team in the best possible way. But I'm very, very passionate, you know. I don't take defeat well, and I do love winning.
It's not easy to be clear-headed in an environment like the old firm is at times.
Well, it just depends. I mean, it depends how you look at it. For me, it is, yeah, because it's been my job for 26 years. You know, when a pilot lands a plane, he knows what he's doing. You're not making that up as you go along. So I'd like to think that after 26 years, I think I know what I'm doing.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys.